The coast hums, salt wind whipping my face, a gray sea churning under a bruised sky. I'm 29 now, a ronin carved by blood, Arima, Yoshioka, by ken. My katana and wakizashi scarred twins at my hip. Years of steel and scars have sharpened me, a blade no storm dulls. I'm in Kyushu, restless, when his name cuts through, Sasaki Kojirō. It's a blade's edge, slicing whispers in the inns, and my blood stirs, a wolf scenting prey. I squat by a fire, its crackle sharp, fishermen spinning tales. Kojirō's a ghost, tall, lean, his long sword, Monahashizo, a legend. They call his swallow cut a killer's dance, swift, clean, slicing air like silk. Hosokawa's man, they say, proud as a hawk, dueling fools to dust. My ears prick, hands flexing, over 60 fights, no loss, and here's a match, a peak to climb. The wind howls, tugging my kimono, and I grin, slow and fierce. He's my mirror, my mark. I picture him, his blade long as my arm, his strut, his sneer. He's steel, polished, proud, a fortress of skill. I've cracked forts before, rhythm, space, fury, but this is new, a shadow I don't know. Break the mind before the body. It rings in me, a truth I forged, Arima's arrogance, Denshikairo's rage. I shattered their spirits first. Kojirō's pride's his hilt, I'll snap it. No steel yet, I'll wield time, taunts, a bakken maybe, unsettle him, then strike. The sea growls, waves crashing, and I rise, fire spitting at my back. He's out there, Ganryū Island his stage, and I'll meet him, Musashi, the wild ronin, 2 swords to his 1. The fishermen hush, eyes on me, but I'm gone, striding to the shore, salt stinging my lips. Kojirō's shadow looms, a duel to end duels, and I'm ready, calm, cold, alive. The sea snarls, a gray beast under a low sky, as I row to Ganryū Island, oars cutting waves. I'm alone, my katana and wakizashi stowed, their steel silent at my feet. Kojirō waits, his long blade, his pride, a shadow I'll break. The boat rocks, salt spray stinging my face, and I grip an oar, carving it with my knife. Wood shaves fall, curling like ash, and a bakken takes shape, longer than his Monahashizo, rough, raw. No steel today, I'll wield this, a taunt in my hands. The shore fades, Kyushu a smudge, the duel hours off. I'll be late, late as hell, a burr in his pride, festering. He's a hawk, sharp, waiting to swoop, and I'll make him stew, let his blood boil. The enemy's emotion is your weapon. It hums in me, a truth I've lived, Seijiro's scorn, Denshikairo's rage, I turned their heat to my edge. Kojirō's strut, his legend, it's a hilt I'll twist. My bakken's heft settles, a club of will, and I grin, wind howling through my hair. Waves slap the hull, a steady thump, and I row slow, deliberate, the island a dark speck ahead. I see him in my mind, tall, lean, his swallow cut, a flash of death. He's fought 60, won 60. I've matched that, blood for blood. This isn't steel on steel, it's me on him, mind first. The bakken's longer reach, my delay, my calm, they'll claw his spirit raw before I strike. The sea's cold, a mirror to my ice, and I breathe it in, steady, sharp. Ganryū nears, rocks jutting like fangs, and I heft the bakken, its grain rough under my palm. It's no katana, no grace, just me, pure and fierce. The boat bucks, spray drenching my kimono, and I laugh, low and wild, Kojirō's waiting, and I'm coming, a storm he won't see till it breaks. Ganryū Island bites the sea, rocks jagged under a bruised sky, waves crashing a wild roar. I step ashore, hours late, bakken slung over my shoulder, long, rough, carved from the oar. Kojirō waits, a lean shadow by the water, his Monahashizo gleaming, a sword too long, too proud. His retainers murmur, a tight knot, but he's still, tall, hawk-sharp, eyes blazing fury. My delay's a splinter in his pride, and I feel it, his heat boiling over. I grin, slow and sharp, sand crunching under my sandals. You're late, Ronin, he snaps, voice a whip, drawing his blade with a hiss, steel flashes, a silver arc. He tosses the scabbard aside, a thud in the surf, and I laugh, low and raw. Won't need that again, I say, dropping the Bakken to my grip, its weight a club in my hands. His jaw tightens, rage, perfect, and he steps forward, stance wide, sword poised. The wind howls, salt stinging my face, and I plant my feet, calm as stone, watching his rhythm, tight, coiled, ready to snap. He lunges, a hawk's dive, swallow cut, slicing down, fast, deadly, a blur of steel. I shift, light, the blade grazing my headband, a whoosh slicing air. My heart thuds, but I'm ice, his speed's a storm, but I've danced storms before. He's close, too close, and I swing, the Bakken arcs, a brutal sweep at his skull. He twists, parrying. Crack, would meet steel, jarring my arms, splinters flying. His eyes widen, a flicker of shock, and I press, Bakken whipping back, low and fierce. He leaps, graceful, blade slashing high. I duck, sand spraying, and thrust the Bakken up, aiming for his chest. He blocks, a clang echoing, but I'm relentless, another swing, wide, at his side. He sidesteps, fast, and counters, steel flashes, nicking my sleeve, blood trickling warm. The crowd gasps, a sharp breath, but I'm steady, grinning wider. He's good, damn good, 60 wins in his bones. One strike, perfectly placed, is enough. It cuts through me, a truth I've lived. I don't need more, just this. I step in, Bakken high, fainting, his blade rises, a reflex, and I drop low, swinging hard. It slams his skull, a wet crunch, bone-giving, and he staggers, eyes glazing. Blood spurts, red on sand, and he falls, a heap, Monahashizo clattering useless. The world stills, waves growl, wind bites, retainers freeze, and I stand, Bakken dripping, breath heaving. One blow, one end, Kojirō's gone, his pride my kill. The waves crash, a relentless growl, as Ganryū Island hushes under a fading sky. Kojirō lies sprawled, blood pooling dark on sand, his Monahashizo a glinting wreck beside him. My Bakken hangs heavy, red-streaked, its rough grain biting my palm. The retainers stare, faces pale, shock, fear, a silent ring around their fallen hawk. My sleeves torn, blood trickling from his nick, but I'm whole, chest heaving, the fights echo a drum in my skull. I step back, sand sucking my sandals, and the wind bites, salt sharp on my lips. His eyes, fierce, then blank, burn in me, a ghost I can't shake. 60 wins, they said, a legend cut down by my stick. I wanted this, Kojirō, the peak, my match, and I broke him, one swing, clean. But it's heavy, a stone in my gut, not triumph's blaze. The sea roars, waves clawing the shore, and I drop the Bakken, thud, its weight too much now. I've killed before, Arima's skull, Denshikairo's chest, Bacon's neck, blood's my road. This feels different, a line crossed. His blade lies there, long and proud, mocking me still. I could take it, claim it, but I don't. My steel's at the boat, my soul's here, bare, raw. True victory is in the self, not the corpse. It slices through, a quiet truth, 61 duels, and this one turns me inward. Killing's easy, living's the fight now. The retainers shift, whispers rising, Musashi, killer, monster, and I meet their eyes, steady, cold. They don't matter. The sea's my judge, its growl my mirror. I turn, boots crunching, and head back, boat rocking, oars waiting. Kojirō's blood stains the sand, his shadow fades, and I'm done with death's dance. The wind howls, a call I leave behind, and I row, the island shrinking, my path shifting sharp. The sea fades, Ganryū a dark speck as I row, waves slapping the hull, a steady thump. My katana and wakizashi rest at my feet, steel cold, the Bakken cast aside, Kojirō's blood its last mark. The sky's gray, wind sharp, cutting my kimono's tears, but I'm steady, oars firm in my grip. His death weighs, a hawk felled, 61 now mine, but it's no crown, just a stone I leave behind. I breathe deep, salt filling my lungs, and see it clear, duels are done. Arima, Yoshioka, Bakken, Kojirō, blood's my past, not my path. The sword is nothing without the spirit. It rings, a final truth. Steel cuts, but will endures. I've broken bodies, minds. Now I'll build, teach, write, carve something beyond corpses. The sea growls, a mirror to my shift, and I nod, once, hard, Musashi, no longer death's hand. Kyushu nears, a faint shore, the world wide ahead. My hands, scarred and sure, grip the oars, tools now, not killers. Kojirō SN shuts a door, opens a road, sage, not Ronin, my fight within. The wind howls, a call I answer, and I row on, unbroken, alive, free.